It's time for some Halloween Horror Nights speculation. Welcome back to another video, guys, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you are having a great day, because today we're doing our first round of Halloween Horror Nights speculation. But before we start, I'm Eddie, and this is Eddytainment, your one-stop shop for theme park, travel, holiday events, and much more. So if that's your thing, make sure to browse the channel. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel. We are currently on our mission to get past 1,000 subscribers. We're trucking along, but every single subscription helps a whole lot and is greatly appreciated. So the 30th year of Halloween Horror Nights had to be rescheduled due to unforeseen events that happened globally in the year of 2020. Now move the clock down 1 year, and we're starting to show a ton of promise with our first announcement already out for this year. And announcements lead to the fun act of speculating, and that's exactly what we're doing today. All that being said, this is opinion-based, so take everything said today with a grain of salt and start the conversation in the comments below. So today we'll start the video with some of my personal speculation and then transition into what the popular speculation currently is. I hope you guys are ready, because I am. Let's get into the video. Now starting off with number one is probably the least likely bit of personal speculation that I'm going to share today, but I do have some solid reasons as to why it would be a good idea, and that is making this year's event a two-park event. So to start, Halloween Horror Nights is a big event, so to accommodate those large crowds, you're going to need plenty more space. Two parks would provide just exactly that. More space, and also using Universal and Islands of Adventure would make it seem a much more grand event, which is befitting of a 30th year anniversary. And also, it would be great to return to both parks after 2 years of not having been to Halloween Horror Nights. And yes, I know we only skipped 1 year for Halloween Horror Nights, but if you really do the calculation, the last time that we were at Halloween Horror Nights to the next time that we potentially are going to be at Halloween Horror Nights, it will have been roughly almost 2 years since we smelled the fog. Another great reason why this is possibly happening and a good idea is it would pay homage to Halloween Horror Nights as a whole event. The event has made its way to Islands of Adventure and has been at both parks in the past. Some of the most infamous icons of Halloween Horror Nights history, as well as some of their creatures, made their first appearance at Islands of Adventure or at the two-park event. Now this leads me perfectly into our second bit of personal speculation. So at number 2, with this additional space, it would be a shame to waste it and not add additional houses. Now year after year, more houses is one of the most common speculations that we probably hear. And for the most part, with time, that's exactly what we've gotten. Don't forget that this event actually started years ago, and it started with just one house. Couple that together with the fact that this is an anniversary year, and we need that additional spacing for safety reasons, and this makes perfect sense. More houses lead to more people more spread out, which potentially means more manageable lines. Now this speculation and the previous speculation are founded on logic and potentially make the most sense. But with this next and last of personal speculation, I actually took a little bit more freedom on what I speculated. At number 3, we have our first bit of properties that I'm going to be speculating, and this is, once again, personal speculation. We'll be transitioning into the popular speculation right after this, and this is the potential of a pipe dream house like it coming to the event. I know this is a far stretch, but hear me out. A lot of things in the past 12 months have unexpectedly happened. We had a global shutdown, we had a raid on the Capitol building, and on top of that, we had GameStop stock soar past numbers that made no absolute sense. So needless to say, it's okay to expect the unexpected. My hopes are that Warner Brothers needs additional cash flow, and Universal could swoop in and make a deal that makes really good sense to them financially, and the stars just align. Now I do understand that that is a long shot, and on that note, we move into popular speculation. First, to start off the popular speculation, let's get the ghost with the most out the way. No longer truly speculation, but was highly speculated that he'd be returning to the event this year, Beetlejuice. Now, Beetlejuice is technically the first announcement, kind of. Number 2 on the speculation is the fact that the Billie Eilish house was scrapped completely and something new will be coming to the event. Although never confirmed by Universal, there were many investigative minds in the community that were able to get some evidence together to show that there was a strong possibility that Billie Eilish would be coming to the event. The same people who located the evidence that it may be coming also, throughout the time, located additional evidence that the props that were set for that house were actually being sold off, which led to them thinking that that house was being scrapped. There was definitely solid evidence that was leading both ways, but at the end of the day, Universal never actually confirmed that this house was coming, as well as those props that were being sold, although they were very Billie Eilish-esque, were never confirmed to be from Universal Studios as well. So I maintain that she may have never actually been coming at all. This brings us to the third and final popular speculation, which is that most of the houses had already been completed and will be reused for Halloween Horror Nights 2021. The general consensus in the Halloween Horror Nights community was that the event in 2020 was done and built and ready to open. That being said, now most believe that those houses were never broken down, and there's strong evidence that that is true, given that HHN Light or HHN 29.5 occurred. There was 3 houses that came to the event last year, not the event, but 3 houses that were open to daytime guests last year, and those 3 houses were completely finished. There's no way that they brought those up from cancellation to the point that they actually opened them up. So there's strong evidence that the houses out there are built and ready. The financial stress that was caused by last year's events makes it so that it makes it a lot easier for them to just come brush the dust off of what they've already built and open them up. A lot of people haven't seen these houses, so it makes perfect sense. They weren't actually ever announced, so they could still be used as if they were new. The only kind of difference there is that Beetlejuice is returning and was used last year, so the question leaves you is if those 2 other houses, Tooth Fairy and Brides, will return to the event. I think those are less likely, but the ones that weren't announced and are already constructed, there's a high likelihood that those may be used, if not all, a good amount of them. But any IPs that had been constructed do require further negotiation to make sure that they are allowed to bring them to the event this year as well. The negotiation that was made for them last year ended last year more than likely, and that means that they need to renegotiate them, and there's a chance that that negotiation goes sour and those houses that are IPs may not return. Now, the likelihood, I don't know, but that can happen in negotiation. Going off of the speculation map that was released last year, I would say there's a strong likelihood that 2 of those IPs, one of them being Beetlejuice, the other one, I won't speculate which one exactly, maybe Netflix, but 2 of the IPs will be returning, and then anything that was Icons related or Anniversary House will more than likely be returning in some format. Now that's all for this first round of speculation. It feels really good to be back in announcement season, as well as releasing some speculation videos for you guys. What do you think about today's speculation? Are you hearing different things out there? Or maybe there's something that you hope comes to the event and I didn't say in this list. Let me know in the comments below. So to close this out, make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you did. Also subscribe to the channel to show your support. We are currently on our mission to get past 1,000 subscribers, and every subscription goes a really long way and is greatly appreciated. Also make sure to follow me on my social medias. I post on there and let you know when another video is coming out. But at the end of the day, guys, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. But don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained?